John Moyer, the man who's a bass god and an El Paso legend. John, how you feeling these days?
Things are good, man. Obviously we're all dealing with different stuff right now, I mean, that's a loaded question. Like, how deep do we want to go on this? Obviously, music has kind of come to a grinding halt, touring, shows, all the stuff that you, me, and that we all kind of base our life around has taken pause. And I think what's happening now, we're all learning to make the most of the pause. We're not freaking out over it. We know concerts are going to come back. Shows are going to come back. People are going to start music, all the things that you love to do, that I love to do, that our fans, that your listeners want to do. It's going to come back, guys. We just got to be patient. But I can say that I'm trying to make the most of it. I'm connecting with my family. I have, I've got my son and a stepson, and every day I'm with them. We exercise together. Every night we do stuff together. We get on cooking routines, so even though, maybe we're not all like where we maybe think we should be, I do want to emphasize that you definitely need to work on where you are and make the most of it. And that's what I'm doing.
You're different from other people we'll interview because no matter who it is in what band, we don't get to add this word. So, hometown boy, and growing up here, you've probably got some different kind of wonderful memories of performing in El Paso. What is probably your biggest memory? And is it with Disturbed or was it with one of the other bands? I mean, you've got to have so many.
I know. You're not lying. Let's talk about old school El Paso. When my very first band, it was in high school. The band was called Asylum, strangely enough, which is funny because Disturbed put out a record called Asylum, a record before last. But my band was called Asylum. We're a 5-piece rock band. We played Guns N' Roses. We played AC/DC. We played Metallica. We played Black Sabbath. We played Ozzy tracks. All the stuff that's on your radio station right now, basically, my band was playing, when I was 16 and 17. And we were playing backyard parties. We played with this band called Malign. Malign was a heavier band. They were doing like Slayer and stuff like that. And they were really good at it. And so that's kind of where it started, And then when I turned 18, I joined a cover band called Tell Shore. And Tell Shore played all over all over El Paso for a lot of years. And that's kind of, where I learned to really gig, where we do weekend gigs. We do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday at like, Chelsea Street Pub, or what's that place? Butterfield Stop.
Right.
Do you remember Sandpipers? Surf Club? Like, I can go down the list of like all the old, haunts that I played. And when you asked me about a good memory, my dad passed away a number of years ago, and right when I joined Disturbed, and he never saw me playing on stage with Disturbed. But one of my favorite memories is him coming to see me at Surf Club when I was 18. I think I was 19 at the time. And, Surf Club was the best bar in town. To get into Surf Club, you had to be a high level, a good act to get in there, So honestly, on a personal level, those days ring more with me than, Disturbed. We came back, we played the Coliseum a couple of years ago. I think it was like 2006, whatever, 2007, 10, 12 years ago. It was awesome, So yes, those are great moments, but my memories of El Paso are more with my formative years, playing in the local cover bands and, just learning my craft.
What do you miss about food here? There's got to be something you really would love to come back and just chow down on.
I love Chico's Tacos, always have, although I miss that Hawkins location. I was so sad that that's just an empty lot now. That was my favorite Chico's, and they moved up the street, and I feel like the recipe's different. I don't know. I'm sure people in El Paso people who've been in El Paso a long time probably can understand. Back in the day, it had a little different taste. What else do I miss? Obviously, Mexican food for sure. What I miss about El Paso is the views. You can always see the horizon in El Paso, and you could see the desert, and you could see the mountain, and it was always very scenic. You take it for granted when you're there all the time, but when you're in other cities, in fact, most other cities, there's foliage, there's trees, there's buildings, there's there's stuff that's in the way. You can't, you know, the way El Paso is shaped coming down from a mountain, no matter where you are, you can stand and you can see out to the horizon. And it's a beautiful thing. And I know that sounds like a weird thing, but most cities don't have that. And I feel like when I was growing up and I could look out, you know, and see so far away, it gave me a vision for my life moving forward. I always felt I could go far. I always felt it was so much more. And you know, that's something El Paso has that most cities don't.
One of the things that is challenging in the pandemic times is the mass gatherings. And we're coming up on a date where a lot of El Paso would like to get together and do a mass gathering. August 3rd,
okay,
anniversary of the Walmart shooting. And
Oof.
it's going to be a challenging time emotionally for a lot of people. That was one of the most traumatic, if not the most traumatic event of our lifetime. And in many ways, it was El Paso's 9/11. And
Yeah.
one of the things that, you know, again, and now that I've got you here right now, I want to say thanks. When you and Dave sent the special dedications, El Paso Strong, and your team, your band, your management, all of you donated a live version of Hold On to Memories, it created one of the most beautiful moments that we were able to give our city for that. And I just wanted the chance to say, you know, face to face, kind of, sort of, face to face, thank you to you and David for those dedications.
You make me cry. I'm such a softie. Is this what happens when we get old, you know? Oh my God, that's beautiful. Thank you.
And we're going to play it again on August 3rd. Both versions of that song by you guys is going to play at the mark of when the incident took place.
Oh,
So
man.
Disturbed, very special.
You know, doesn't matter what you say, music heals. You know, it can do more than any amount of words, any amount of condolences, you know. And that's one of the reasons I love being a musician and I love being able to play. And you know, when I started this, I was an angry young man. I was playing heavy rock music. It was a great outlet. And my angry young friends would show up and they'd mosh, you know, and you know, there was a time for that, you know, it was a healthy outlet. You know, we're older now. Obviously, I'm just talking about me softening up, you know, and I'm really appreciative that I can be in a band that's not afraid to take chances. You know, one of our biggest hits is Down with the Sickness. And when you listen to that song and you listen to Hold On to Memories, would you ever think that that was the same band? You know, not in a million years unless you were there for the evolution, you know. And it's just like people and human beings and all of us, we all evolve, we all change. And I'm so happy to be in a band that's, look, I have nothing against bands that have a tried and true formula. I think that that's great. But I'm very fortunate that I feel like in Disturbed, we purposely push ourselves to evolve and to change. And David sings from the heart. So at some level, are you still 20 years old singing about that girl that dumped you or whatever it is, you know? No, you have experiences and a lifetime of experiences, and you're a smart person and you're poetic. So you're going to sing about things that matter to you and retrospection. And I feel like this last record, Hold On to Memories and A Reason to Fight, are I've always been a big fan of David's lyrics, but I feel like he just took it to another level there. And I feel very fortunate, like I was saying, to be able to be a musician and to be in a band like this that that's not a one-trick pony, you know, and that we can offer this kind of music. Like I said, music heals, and I feel great that we can offer this to anyone else.
Anything you want to say to El Paso, or any shout outs in particular?
Well, you know, I have to say hi, Mom, because I'll never hear the end of it. Just kidding. Hi, Mom. I love you. I hope you're safe. And then for my stepmom, Rosa, te quiero. And I hope you're safe too, and I know you are. We had a loss this year. Rosa's father, you know, my step-grandfather, he was 95, sí, I'm pretty sure it was 95. And before the pandemic hit, I think in December, we went to El Paso. We went there for his birthday party. It was great. And he passed about a month or two after that. So, you know, it was a big blow to the family. You know, so just kind of giving a little shout out to Abuelo. I'm sure Rosa would appreciate that. And then to my, you know, my friends, my El Paso friends, you know, and my El Paso fans, guys, hang in there. Do what you can. Be kind to each other. Remember, we're going to get through this. This too shall pass. And that's something my dad always told me. And I just want to express that to y'all.
John, thanks so much for being a part of the party on the patio. Really appreciate it. Love hearing Disturbed. We're going to hear a whole lot here shortly on KLAQ.
Yes, let's rock out. Yeah.